is February 20th, 2026, and I wrote down what I wanted to talk about today because as soon as I was like before when I was ready to like press the record button, every thought went out of my head and I forgot everything. So, here I am. This time I know what I'm going to talk about. There are two kind of major things that I wanted to talk about. They're on two completely different sides of the spectrum in terms of topic. So, you're welcome for that one. It's been a weird day. And then I just have some updates on my personal life. I know that's what you're here for, so those are going at the end. But the first one was I have seen a lot of people talk about expectations for fandoms in the sense that someone will join a fandom and then criticize how that fandom runs, right? Every single fandom runs differently, right? As a person who has been a part of the fandom and fan fiction and fan art space since I was like 12, 11, 12, somewhere in that age range, that is almost a decade. Almost a freaking decade that I have been reading fan fiction, looking at fan art, all that stuff, which means that I have a very vague idea. Well, it's not vague, it's a pretty good idea of how fandoms run, right? And I've seen a lot of people that are like, well, fan fiction writers shouldn't be writing this. And it's like, okay, they are though. So, can't really stop them there. You can only give them a safe place to do that kind of thing, right? I do see this with a lot of people who ship relationships that you're like, that's a little questionable, right? You judge in your brain, not with your mouth, and not to them, because for a lot of people, if you judge them with your mouth, they're going to start doing it more, right? Now, that's not saying that I like it when they do that, but I am saying if you give them a space to do it fictionally, they won't be doing it in person. So it's like weighing the odds of which one's worse, kind of a situation. But I also see a lot of people that are like, that character would never do that. That's so out of character. That is basically what fan fiction is, right? I've seen a lot of people be like, couldn't read this fan fiction because, like, it was so out of character. Okay, you don't have to read it, right? It's just, a lot of people, from what I've seen, expect the fandom to cater to them rather than them to just delve into the trash can and start trying to find the stuff that they like and throwing away the stuff that they don't, right? Like, fandom, it's not an art gallery, right? It's a trash can where you're digging around in the trash trying to find something that you like. And sometimes you're in a rich person trash can and you find all the stuff that are really, really nice. And sometimes you're in a garbage trash can, there's pee in places you didn't know there could be pee. There's a lot of stuff, right? You have to figure out how to find and cater the fandom to what you want to look at, not cater the fandom to what you want it to be. That's something that has been really irritating me recently, especially because I'm a Minecraft person. I was in fact a Dream SMP fan. I have learned a lot about how fandoms work when they are positive and when they are not. So that has been something that has been on my mind a lot today because I've been seeing a lot of that today where people are like, I don't care, like, supporting, like, controversial creators, that's one thing, right? But then I've also seen a lot of people that are like, I can't believe this person would ever, like, write about this. And it's like, but they did, right? So this is, my mouth is just spewing words at this point. I'm very sorry. Things are not coming out in the way that I want them to, but I'm not redoing this video, okay? I record once, no editing, whatever. I'm gonna use that as a segue to my next thing. Basically, you need to expect less of your fandom. Go find the stuff that you like. Don't make your fandom make stuff for you that you like unless you're commissioning someone. That's the too long didn't watch kind of summary of it, okay? The next one was, I did a lot of schoolwork today. And during my lecture that I had to watch, it was great. It actually was a short one, which was really, really nice. He brought up an idea that I thought was really interesting. Now, I have to make it short because I just hit 5 minutes, so I have to make this short. But basically, I forgot what freaking country it is. I'm calling it Switzerland. It was probably a different one, but I'm calling it Switzerland. When there was a lot of trouble with food, right? There was this village that they had a lot of trouble with food, where like one year they would have wonderful food and then the next year they would have like none, right? So what they found from that, because they kept records for like 100 years and like more than 100 years, they found that the children of the men between the ages of 9 and 12 who starved were technically healthier. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but okay, yeah, I'm putting pieces together that probably aren't there, but whatever. So then my teacher brings up the idea that we don't really know what causes like this event in a grandparent's life to then go onto the grandchild's life, right? We don't really know that, right? We know some things affect, but we only have explicit examples. And he brought up the idea that abuse can lead your children or your grandchildren to then be anxious. And that honestly blew my mind. Now, I don't know if it's true. I doubt it's scientifically tested. Do not take my word as fact. Do your own research. This is from a college class that I am taking. This is his thought idea, okay? That's all I got for you, alright? But that was such like an interesting thought, because it makes sense, right? The experiences that your grandparents go through shaped you into being who you are, right? My grandfather was an alcoholic, right? My mom never drinks alcohol because she gets really bad heartburn. I'm putting together pieces that I don't know if they actually are connected, but I'm connecting things, right? And I have a very addictive personality, so I'm putting together pieces. Don't know if they're there, but they're there in my brain, and I'm connecting them. So that was something that I thought was really, really cool, especially because we are seeing a lot of that now with our increased, like, ability to document, right? We are going to start seeing a lot of that kind of stuff in the next couple of decades, where we see that kind of stuff. So that was fun. I just wanted you guys to know that. I'm about to hit 8 minutes. Never had an 8-minute long video. Guess we're starting today. But I just wanted to let you guys know, I am basically in my midterms right now. In the next 9 days-ish, I have 4 papers due. I just submitted a paper about 20 minutes ago. So the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be very, very stressed. I have papers due. Relatives are visiting, which I'm so excited for. So happy about. So happy. That is gonna suck, right? I am hoping I have a project that I want to work on. It's not related to YouTube. You guys don't get to know what the project is, but I'm hoping that will help me, right? I also have a lot of books to read. Reading helps a lot. I would like to read very soon, but I don't really, yeah, that's basically it, right? Workload's a bunch. I'm learning stuff that are making me think, and then the fandom spaces suck right now. Basically, that's the entirety of this video. You don't even need me to keep talking from now on. You know, you got the whole video. Bada bing, bada boom, good for you. As we hit 9 minutes, because I'm terrified of uploading long videos, and the fact that I might have to redo this video, I don't want to, I'm going to say goodbye. I will probably make a video tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a lot of stuff going on. I'll tell you about it tomorrow, because I'm terrified of the timer. I have 9 minutes. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.